Razor Crest.
Hello all, I'm Josh. This is Josh Build Stuff, and today I'd like to talk about the good, and the ugly when it comes to LEGO Razor Crests. But before we do that, I'd like to share with you 3 things that I've learned when it comes to making good LEGO YouTube content. Number 1, don't start your videos off with weird, long, obscure bits. People are here for the LEGO, so make sure you talk about the LEGO early in the video. Number 2, when reviewing a LEGO set, don't spout off the same opinions of all the other LEGO YouTubers out there, because that doesn't set you apart from the rest of the community. People want to hear your unique voice, even if it sounds like this. Number 3, don't talk to or about one specific member of the LEGO community. Even if you're saying positive things about them, it makes the rest of the people watching your video feel alienated and left out of an inside joke. At long last, today we are talking about the LEGO Star Wars Razor Crest Microfighter. This set just came out at the beginning of January in 2022. It contains 98 pieces and only costs $10 here in the US. Are we really going to spend today complaining about a $10 LEGO set? Well, I don't want to say that this set is bad. I don't want to, but I'm absolutely going to. But hey, I'm not like one of those YouTube commenters who only complains and doesn't post anything constructive or helpful and doesn't offer a solution when complaining about a problem. No, I have brought with me today a better version of the set that LEGO tried, I guess they tried to make. I brought along a custom LEGO Razor Crest Microfighter that I've shown off on the channel before. We'll talk more about that set and its creator, and I brought along the Big Daddy version of the Razor Crest that came out last year. This set literally won Toy of the Year. How does its new successor measure up? Not well. But let's talk more about the details for this set right after we watch a speed build of it, as I tell you that I don't really remember the build process for this set. The build for this set was not very memorable. I built this thing like a week ago and I've already forgotten the entire process. I will say it didn't feel like building a bad set when I was putting it together, and then I was finished with it and I realized it was indeed a bad set. What do you want to do first here? Let's do some comparisons. Yeah, let's compare the official LEGO Razor Crest Microfighter to, in my opinion, the far superior MOC that I built that someone else designed, which we'll talk more in depth about after I show you a little journey that I had to go on to pull this thing out of storage. Sorry for the poor audio quality. I'm in a storage unit while it's raining outside. A lot of you might know that I store a lot of my LEGO in a storage unit because I don't have enough room in my home office. Well, I've spent several hours here over the last couple of days because I'm looking for a single set, a needle in a haystack or a razor over a crest, if you will. That's right, I'm looking for the Microfighter Razor Crest that I had built as a MOC that someone else has designed that we're talking about in this very video. And like I said, I've spent like 3 hours down here looking through all these bins and boxes, and I could have sworn that I'd opened every single one. Hey, it's a Death Star. I could have sworn I'd opened every single one of these boxes. And then I came to find this box and I was like, wait, I didn't look in here before, or did I? And lo and behold, I was like, there's my big Razor Crest. Maybe the other one's somewhere in here. I looked through the whole box, it wasn't there. I did something I would never do. I stuck the little Razor Crest in with the big Razor Crest. So I've been looking all over this place. I thought it would be in this bin, which is mostly Microfighters and like Star Wars polybag stuff, but it wasn't there. And so I searched through every single one of my big bins. The good news is, it actually, it encouraged me to start doing some actual labeling, like, oh, that's all Marvel, and that's Legoland and polybag stuff, and that's instruction stuff. That's all ideas sets. Those are unopened sets. Anyone want anything, just let me know in the comments down below. Send me your full address and I'll send you something. Please don't do that. Don't paste your personal information online. I'm going to do more sorting and cleaning up of this place in the very near future, so stick around. We'll do a vlog out of this one. For now, I've got to get this little fella home so we can do some comparisons. Here's what we're working with today. Before I ask you to identify the official version of the Microfighter, first I'll just ask, which one do you like better? Which one looks better objectively? I have a very strong opinion about this, and it's not the official LEGO version. This is the official LEGO version, and in my opinion, it just doesn't do the job it's supposed to do, and that job is just looking somewhat like the official Razor Crest ship. This is the MOC version of this set. You might recognize it as a set that I built on this channel a long time ago. At this point, my table was an entirely different color back then, and looking at these two ships side by side, boy, I sure am glad that I own this better MOC version. Even if we're not trying to just say like which is better or worse, I think like the official version just got some things wrong. Like the front of the ship looks so bad. LEGO obviously prioritized adding a couple stud shooters on there to like getting the shape of the ship halfway decent. It's like a long pointy nose with some big engines in the back, and this is like, nah, never mind, just stick new version of stud shooters up there. Why the heck not? Also, the engines are supposed to be slightly raised above like the level of the ship, and I get that it's a microfighter and it's supposed to have exaggerated proportions and stuff, but like the engines are at the same height, and LEGO, I mean, they got this back part okay, and they tried to prioritize like playability in a microfighter. It's a microfighter. It doesn't need playability. It just needs to be like a slightly comical version of the real big ship, and that LEGO got that one thing wrong. They didn't make this look like the real ship. But let's talk about this MOC for a second. Like I mentioned, this was designed by a dude named Ben, goes by Ben's Brick Designs on YouTube and Rebrickable. That's where I bought the instructions for this little set, and then I ordered the pieces off Bricklink and built it myself. Like I said, this was years ago, and I made a little video about it because it was when the Mandalorian was big. We wanted a microfighter of this ship because it was like an iconic, already becoming an iconic ship at that point, and so I ordered the pieces and I built this. The funny thing is, since building this, I have met Ben. He lives literally one city away from me, like a 15-minute drive from my house. This whole internet thing felt like a much bigger place until you find little coincidences like that. Turns out it's a small world after all. Hey, microfighters, small world, get it? The only thing I heard when this set was first announced and revealed was that it was bad, and it looked bad, and I love being contrarian whenever I can in the LEGO community and trying to, give a different perspective. Unfortunately, in this case, I'm starting to think the community is right on this one. Microfighters, in my opinion, are just supposed to be shrunken down, slightly comically proportioned versions of otherwise very well-known ships in the Star Wars universe. Most of the time, LEGO hits that nail right on the head. In this case, LEGO swung the hammer, went right past the wood, hit themselves in the toe because they were wearing flip-flops in the garage when they shouldn't have been, spent 3 hours in the emergency room, waiting room, only to learn that their toe was fractured and had to be taped to like the toe next to it for like 3 months at a time until the thing healed. Not speaking from personal experience there, I'm just saying LEGO missed the mark a little bit on this one. The real problem here is that LEGO prioritized playability over displayability. Now obviously not a lot of people are displaying microfighters around their offices, but I mean this set didn't need these stud shooters. Granted, my kid loves them because he loves stud shooters, but he doesn't know what the Razor Crest is. He couldn't care less about the integrity and the cannon in this ship looking just like it does in the show because he's never seen the show. He knows who the Mandalorian is, but his dad owns a Mandalorian helmet and wears it around the house, so my house may be a bit of an anomaly in that case, but we didn't need these stud shooters. I mean, maybe these sets are targeted towards children who like stud shooters, but I don't like stud shooters, and I'm a grown-up, so my opinion matters. It's my money that bought the set, right? That was my best impression of a member of the LEGO Star Wars community. I hope you enjoyed it. As for me, I actually share that same opinion. I don't like this set, I don't think it looks very good, and I like my MOC version a little better. Also, it's got that personal touch because I know the creator and stuff. How cool is that? So the real question, should you pick up this little set or should you just leave it sitting on the shelf? Absolutely pick it up. It's $10. You get a great looking Mandalorian minifigure with like all the Beskar and the printed arms and everything. Like, yeah, get this. It's $10. Who cares if there's stud shooters on it? It's $10. So that is going to do it for me. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think about this little set in the comments down below. As always, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and tell your friends. I'll see you next time. Ow. 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 And to Ben, because I know you'll watch this, I just want you to know that I was like this close to messaging you and being like, hey, any chance you still have an assembled version of your Razor Crest Microfighter? Because I might need to borrow it to make a video. That was going to be my next resort if I could not find mine in storage. Luckily, I did. Hope you're having a good one. Everyone go subscribe to Ben's Brick Designs.